get me really confused. It's not about the money. It's about respecting you as a business, not an individual. So the problem that people see is see you as an individual. They don't see the company that we're creating for you. So when you have, the company that you want, you detach yourself from that, which is again going to be a goal in whatever, how many years it takes you. The problem is when you have other people working for you, they can't just quit because you end up paying them. Right. So you've got to still pay for that slot. And you've also got to say, hey, like I shouldn't have to go and search around to find that slot. I should have enough time so that I can put people into that slot. So for instance, if you have a 14 business day cancellation policy, which I'd say the minimum is, again, maybe check with your regulations and laws within the UK and stuff like that. The reason I put that in there is not so they have to pay me. It's actually so I have enough time to go and find that person. By the time they stop paying me, I've already got a new client. And even if it's minimal, like you've just said, it's even better when it's minimal, because you'll have enough time to go and get referrals and catch up on those people that you might have not had time to catch up on because you didn't need those people. Right. So it's not about the money at all. And this is where, like,
as it goes, I'm still getting money from her because she still wants sports massage off me. So
okay. Well, then that's fine.
But obviously that was lucky that I've got that relationship where she still wants, so she's still going to keep trickling money to me. But yeah, you're right. If somebody decided to turn around tomorrow, my instinctual reaction would be like, okay, I'm really happy that you've decided you want to move on. Whereas actually you're quite right. It needs to move on to say, right, well, that's fine. 100%. But I've got to find something to replace your ass.
Yeah.
Until that happens.
If you think about it,
left, so.
Exactly. If you think about it, the gym that you work out of has a cancellation policy. Every single thing that you've subscribed to has a cancellation policy, right?
Yeah.
So then why can't a trainer, and this is where I headbutt with a lot of different coaches that don't recommend doing this. I'm like, okay, well then why does everything else in the entire world have a cancellation policy apart from the one person that's working their ass off in order to make a living? Like, it doesn't make sense. No one tells you that. No one builds that or anything like that. So all you've got to do is have some sort of system where when they sign on a terms and condition agreement that says there's a minimum term of training, and there's also a cancellation policy outside of both after that minimum term. So just like I said, mine minimum terms and all this kind of stuff, the reason I say that is not because I want to guarantee X amount of dollars. I don't care about that. I want to make sure that that person knows that for the next journey, no matter how shit it gets, we're in it together, right? But also when you do decide to leave, because people want to leave and people do that, there is a stand down period of time. Because first of all, if you do this on let's say if someone cancels with you on a Saturday and you have a direct debit system, right? You can't go into that direct debit system because you're hanging out with your family and friends and loved ones, right? You shouldn't have to go open a computer and quickly cancel their payments. It's not a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And people say, oh, but no one's ever going to... And then people come back and say, oh, people, never cancel and you shouldn't think that way. I'm like, that's not a business. Like, you can't, that's just a person hoping that that's going to be continually going forward.
The world should be sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah. It's like, I had the same thing happen. Like, I have, out of every 100 people that I sign up, I will have 2% of those people that will try and take advantage of the system, right? They'll use everything they possibly can and then just gap and run, right? And then the thing is, I have coaches, I have people that I pay, I have other people that have families and loved ones that I have to pay. Now, it's not about me. It's not the money. I hardly see most of the money that comes through, right? So it's about understanding that when you want to be that scalability and you want to have that scalability through your business, you have to effectively like fake it before you make it, right? So you're very much a level of where it's just you. But you've got to fake it till you make it, so that when you are where you want to be, you've got the systems and that concrete foundation so that you're not going to collapse when the first thing happens, right? So this is a good opportunity. And it's, first of all, it's awesome that you told me that, because hardly anyone tells me that side of their business early on, which is awesome. And then now what we just have to do is say, okay, well, do we have a terms and conditions agreement signed up? Do we have that legislation stuff done? Or are we kind of just doing it based on the fact that you have amazing clients and rapport with your clients? So do they sign anything when they sign up with you?
No. When I worked in a gym before, it's kind of messed up really, because it was one of those things where the gym handled the money and paid me a cut, and they weren't very generous with it. And my money was determined on how many sessions I did, not how good I was as a trainer, which is, the great commercial gyms, hooray. So a lot of the time, like, we didn't enforce it because we needed to keep the clients on to get them to do their sessions, so we got paid. So it does instill that, and it is part of that, like, because I am very good at building relationships with people. They buy into me incredibly quickly because I do give more than they expect from a trainer, because I invest in them very heavily. They almost, I mean, the last client that left because like whatever, she did pay me a month sort of cool off period. She did that. She even told me she was doing it. She goes, I'm going to pay you for a month just to cover you, because I know you, I mean, she was doing 5 sessions a week. So she's like, I know you're not going to fill that up, so I will pay you that. But I have no issue at all having a contract made up and saying, right, we're going to go into this. This is an agreement because I want to make sure that you get the most out of this. But I've just never really known how to write one, or kind of, you know, because we're a small community standalone gym. When people do decide that they want to come in, but they buy them pretty quick. But I understand that as I get bigger, and especially going online where nobody gives a crap whether I'm a nice guy or not, they're just like, if I can get out of it, I can get out of it. Like, oh yeah, but you're a nice guy. But at the same time, you don't have a cancellation policy, bro. Toodaloo. So yeah, I need to get that shit dialed down.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I can probably forward you some templates that I've used in the past, or I'll forward you a site that I've that's easily accessible before going and getting it done by a lawyer or whatever you want to do. The biggest thing is that when I started, I had the same situation. I had clients that didn't really care about what I was saying about pricing and all this other stuff. But what I really did properly, and what my gym never did and my other trainers never did, was that I just had that little contract saying, hey, if you are going to cancel after the minimum term of sessions, you agreed to 3 sessions per week. That means I would forecast for, let's say, 12 minimum, the minimum term of whatever you want to make it. Now that is not only, especially in your situation, it's not only your money, it's your family's money, right? So if, let's say you forecasted X amount of dollars, and then all of a sudden these 2 people decide that they don't want to do it anymore, and they know for a fact you don't have a contract. You've got no legal standing, and everyone doesn't prepare for this, but I kind of prepare for everything else. And then once we are successful, which is inevitable, we already have all that stuff sorted, so we never have to worry about it. It's like, there's no point having thousands of people coming into our business if we can't cope with 1,000 people coming into our business, right? So that's the first kind of port of call. I'm going to send you that on Trello. I'll send you the site that I kind of use just for a lot of templates. I don't know too much about it.
We should be okay over here because it's just classed as a written contract. I mean, over here, we can even have verbal contracts stand. Like if I turn around and say to somebody, you sign on with me, but there is a 4-week call-off period. So if you cancel, you still got to pay me for a month. They agreed to that. By law, they've already entered a verbal contract with me. But if I have a written one, it will stand. As long as it's headed, it's got the full terms and conditions, I sign, they sign. There's not really much they can do to get out of it, because I've got written proof that they're okay with those things. It would just be a case of making sure maybe payments go through PayPal or somewhere other with like their own legitimacy. So if they decide to withdraw funds, I can go, no, they're mine because you signed this.
Exactly. So do you have, at the moment, do you have a payment system, or do you just kind of do bank transfers every week?
It's monthly bank transfers or weekly ones with my rehab clients, because a lot of the bulk guys from clients that are paying without issue at all straight to my bank account, or my rehab ones are just weekly, and there's a few cash ones. So I do have a card payment system that I use for massages and one-offs, but I have a PayPal account, so I could do it via PayPal. It's not an issue. But I would just need to tweak it, I think, to make it a business account. So I think it's like
I would even look at trying to see if the UK have some sort of, like, for instance, EasyPay handles my direct debiting, right? And the reason why it's
got like Stripe or something like that. It's like some of the same similar thing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people turn to Stripe and PayPal, but it's not allowing that person to go into their account and make a decision that is before understanding your position. So if that makes sense, like if you can go into PayPal and you can actually cancel any direct debit or any cancellation or anything like that. So the biggest thing that you want to do is, if you do want to scale, obviously, which we do, we want to go into something like a direct debiting system that you, let's say, signed up for like what's it called? A gas company, internet company. You know how they have a direct debit that just takes out of money every single month or whatever? So
yeah. So it's not standing, or it's a direct debit agreement. I think that's the one Eric mentioned it earlier. I think it's called Go Cardless.
Yeah.
that do it, and I think they're the ones that set up a DD agreement. So it's not like a standing order where it goes like there is a legality that they can't just rip it from me if they decide not to. I would have to then go in and go, right, I'm activating the call off point from here.
Yep.
And go from there. But yeah, I can get there. If not, I'll ask the gym what one they use, because they've used.
And a lot of the DD companies will actually enforce a lot of their kind of debt collecting, if that makes sense. So let's say your payment skips, right? You'll get an email from EasyPay. So then that is avoiding my situation of having to go out and find it. Now I have an accounts team just for in case things happen, but EasyPay handle a lot of that, and I don't have to pay them a single thing for it. It's included in the whole entire scheme of things. So I think the whole, like now I've noticed, considering that the whole of the UK is almost the same, I just don't think you guys have been told the right way to actually set up an effective thing. We like, okay, bank transfers are 100% fine, but imagine when you start offering different packages and products, there's no way to upsell, there's no way to add on things, there's no way to quickly kind of turn around things for a lot of different things as well. So, and it does.
No, we get told none of this, like nothing, like there is in nada. And that kind of thing is literally, I mean, like to give you the, like I joke about this with the new guys that come into it. I'm like, my course was quite literally, here is the body, here is some legal stuff. Don't step over the barbell, that's silly. Here's how you build muscle. Here's how you build power. Here's how you build endurance. Here, make sure you take money up front. Don't kill anyone. There's your business. Off you go. And you're like, oh, yeah. I was getting money up front. Don't kill anyone. Make sure you got some insurance. Great. Cheers. I'll go build an empire, shall I? I'll go get that promised 30 grand a year with very minimal hours. Like, no, you've missed out about most of it in there. Thanks for that. I mean, I know all about the inner workings of the front of the leg, but never not how to take some money off somebody. I can tell you how your knee works, but if you want to pay me, I'm like, cash maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to add some things into the modules then, if that's the case, because I didn't know it was actually that bad until I started working with people from just the UK.
Oh yeah, please do.
No, that's cool. But the biggest thing, and the reason why I'm bringing it up now, is realistically you are at a point that it's just a matter of time before we do scale through. And as soon as you start getting clients through our challenges and all that kind of stuff, this stuff has to be set up so it's not just a bank transfer or a swipe or whatever we want to do. It's about you taking control, and this is where the hesitation from trainers sit there and say, oh, I don't want to have that approach, or I don't want to feel like this is all about money and all this kind of stuff as well. But 90% of business is money. Right?
Yeah, it also, I think in my eyes, what I've kind of realized now is beforehand, and it's been a bit of an eye-opener with people that I've put a lot of.
Oh, might have disconnected. I don't know. Oh, he's here. There he is.
Hey, yeah, no, I literally put my laptop on charge and the whole thing just died. I was like, I'm talking to oh, damn it.
No, that's all good. So the biggest thing that I want to do, and this is where I start from before, it's kind of like we reverse engineer. I expect you to have all these clients anyway. So what we do first is we make sure all the legal stuff and all the systems are covered so that you don't just shoot yourself in the foot as soon as you've got so many clients. So
yeah, sure.
So that needs to be kind of looked at and squared up. Now that we've covered that, we understand that, and I can just feed you through content through the modules and all that kind of stuff. I can film that over the next couple of weeks. What we can do is figure out, okay, well, so we've done the postings, we've got that consistent. Now, if we can follow the planner as closely as possible, it's going to make your life so much easier. Give yourself some creative stuff as well, but give yourself some sort of break, right? There's no point trying to come up with a new style of things where we know that the postings and the systems work. But now how are we thinking about what we talked about last week, like the challenge, getting that ready and doing all that side of things?
I was going to ask about that. I was saying my questions that I was going to sort of go into is, obviously I've changed all my social media. I made it up, and I changed my story link from Instagram to my main Facebook page, like my personal one, because I get more engagement that way. Obviously I've got slightly bigger audience. The things I was going to say is, like, I don't obviously, as things grow, I'll grow that members page, like the VIP group within the other group and stuff. That's fine. So at the moment, I'm only posting to my Instagram, my business page, and my personal Facebook, and then I share over to the gym's one, so they're getting a piece of me as well. So obviously, I'm guessing that's absolutely fine because that's all I've got to post to.
Yep.
In regards to the challenge, I mean, I'm all good. It's not a problem. I'm happy to do. I just would want some sort of outline of what to entail and what it would be.
So that's what we're going to go over today, to actually do the whole thing. So did you think about a kind of what you wanted to call it, what your aim was in the challenge? Did you think of like the model behind it, or before we go through it completely, or?
I'm not gonna lie, I've been mainly working on the media side of things right now. I haven't been thinking about it. I mean, as it goes, my youngest one's been having a bit of identity crisis at the moment, so I've been trying to deal with that on top of everything else and stuff.
No worries.
But
no, that's fine.
I'm thinking because obviously the demographic of women I'm working with, I'm thinking like something kind of like the Wonder Women challenge or something like that, because Wonder Woman is like a massive icon for women of that age group. She's still now. It's like the embodiment of like strong, independent, powerful kind of thing. So that was kind of my feeling on it, but again, open to suggestions. And I think the challenge, that's what I was kind of get to, because obviously my thing is more sort of building confidence and strength and stuff. Now, in regards to strength, it's pretty easy to get women to get stronger than they think they are, because everybody lowballs themselves. So it's really easy to just go, right, you go pick up the heaviest kettlebell you think you can pick up. Right, now we're going to work on building you up by 10, 20 kilos. But whether people will buy into that, I don't know. I mean, maybe weight loss could be one, but again, it's not necessarily my area. I mean, I can do it because all I have to do is calculate their calories for them and stuff. But at the same time, I'm not sure sort of what would you suggest moving into. I mean, it's I suppose with the challenge in the beginning, it's kind of getting the most results possible in the best way. So either or works. I can get women pretty strong with a simple program and get them in the gym, or do we go maybe tracking calories and giving them just some general high intensity workouts to drop some pounds off and then go from there?
Okay, so have you ever done a challenge yourself? Like, have you ever opted into like a free trial of some sort, ever doing anything for your consumer?
No, not really. Generally because usually I wasn't either interested, or then I started doing all this and didn't really have the time. The only 30-day thing I did was signed up to Mark Coles' 30-day like business plan-y thing, and did that where he sends like an email and a like task every day where he's like, right, now I need to visualize where you're at 6 time, and it worked. It was good. I got some good results, but it wasn't necessarily something I was going to buy into, because it wasn't like you say, it wasn't that kind of thing for me. It wasn't a body transformation, right? I want you to do this challenge in 30 days, make sure you drink water, do your steps, blah, blah, blah. How do you feel at the end of it? It was just on a whim, because I thought I could probably pick some things from it. So no, I personally don't really have any experience in stuff like that.
Okay, that's cool. So the thing is, all I do every single week is encourage you to go out and funnel hack and look at systems and look at all these things. Because if you can immerse yourself in like, okay, I'm going to go sign up for like 7 different 7-day trials. Obviously you want to cancel all of them, and not because you don't want to get paid. But ideally what I'm saying is that if you can go and find out what people are already doing, you can then create something that you similarly can get the same results from, but it's your product, if that makes sense. So the reason I start with the 30-day challenge is because we do something called a free upon completion challenge. So instead of offering a free trial, what we do is we say, hey, we're going to, I'm looking for 20 women to lose 8 kilos over the next 4 weeks. Now, obviously the numbers will change, but it's just, that's what it's appealing for the industry or whatever we can do, but it can literally change to whatever you want to do. Right. So if you want to be scarcity, meaning that it's the number of people you're looking for, a result based on the fact that you've got, you want to lose 8 kilos and you've got a time frame of 4 weeks or 5 weeks, which normally resonates with the person that's thinking. So if we come back to our avatar, how do they verbalize their issues and problems on social media? And this is why I get you to try and start posting as much as you possibly can, because then you start seeing those people that are starting to like and engage and comment and all that kind of stuff of things. So you actually see a result from what you're doing. If you're not seeing it now, it will happen. So what we do is we take what our avatar is. We don't directly saying this is exactly who we want to work with, because this is going to be very much a broad topic and a broad challenge. But we say, okay, I'm looking for 20 women that want to lose 8 kilos in the next 4 weeks. It's a free upon completion challenge. If you're interested, all you have to do is click the link down below. We either send them to a landing page software if you've already got one, or we send them to a Facebook event, and then they can sign up using the Eventbrite link. So there's something called the Facebook prize drawer in the membership portal, and I'm going to run through it between now. It's the exact same as the 30-day challenge. It's just in this example, it's giving away 8 weeks free coaching instead of doing the 30-day challenge. The reason we do the 30-day challenge first is I want you to have some sort of income coming in from just people that are doing your challenge. So what we do is we say, we're looking for people that want to do the challenge. We book them in for the call, run them through the sales script. We run through them all the systems that we've already got. And then instead of doing the split call, we just offer them straight away on the first call, and we say, we use a little bit a variation of what the sales script is, but we pretty much just say, hey, it's free upon completion challenge. It's £49 or whatever you want to make it. Normally what you would make it is the first week of your coaching program. So like how much you want to charge online coaching is going to be the first for your challenge. So it's going to be £49, let's say, for instance. We say all you have to do is pay the £49 to get into the challenge. If you do lose the 8 kilos by the next 4 weeks, obviously the number will change. 8 kilos is a bit unrealistic. What you would say is you would say 5 kilos and you'd be 4 kilos in 4 weeks, right? A kilo a week's not too hard for a lot of people to go through. What you would do is to say, if you did lose the 4 kilos, you get your money back at the end of the challenge, because there's going to be a call at the start, which you're on now, and a call at the end. Then throughout the whole entire challenge, it's just pretty much an interview process in which you show them as so much value that they have no other option but to be successful. Now, in your head, you're probably like, why would we want them to be successful? Then we have to refund them. What you then do is say, actually, what we do is we get them on that final call and we say, hey, you've actually used your, you've actually achieved your goal. Awesome. But you've actually already paid me what my coaching program would be for the first week. Now I'm going to give you an opportunity to come into my coaching program. And what it's going to do is allow you to go, okay, well, this is the first week of our coaching program already paid for. This is how long my coaching program normally is. This is how much it is. You've already got these results. Why don't we keep moving forward? Any more questions? You're ready to get started, right? The same thing with the coaching program and how that's applied there as well, right? So strategically, all we're doing is giving them a free trial, but there's some commitment because they have to pay, which eliminates the need for just not that consistency. It's the first week of our coaching program. We just continually get successful. All we do is opt them in as clients. And then all of a sudden you have a client list because they're going to be saying, okay, well, he's done all this stuff for 4 weeks. I've already paid for 1 week. Why not continue paying?
Yeah, exactly. So essentially they're getting 5 weeks for the price of one. And then, because I remember Alex saying the same thing. I said, it's about buying, isn't it? You've given them that much value, and essentially they could still turn around, and there's no obligation to sign up. But as you say, you've got them where they want to be. They might as well have the other week, and then even if that's the case after they stop, you've made your money regardless. And it's like, well, if you've already made this in 5 weeks, you might as well carry on, because look how well you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So all it's doing is realizing that, okay, well, each week necessarily isn't time that we're giving up, because it's a very much like, you don't even have to do the one-on-one coaching with them individually. You can do it from a group perspective. But I'm very much an over-deliverer, right? I'm happy to, like, say if someone has a price objection with me, I'm like, cool. Okay, well, how many weeks do you until you have the money? And they're like, maybe 3. I'm like, cool, let's do 3 weeks. And then on the 3rd week, I'll just charge you for what we do normally. And they're like, oh, sweet. I never, So what I'll do is I'll go over deliver, because I know that that person will go through with it eventually. The only reason they're doing that is because they're hesitant. Normally people are very, very nervous to come onto an online coaching program because they don't want to part with their money, because they've never met you or they've never done anything before you. So it's the same, effectively it's the exact same with doing one-on-one free PT sessions. Apart from you're actually getting some money for your time, and because you show them so much value, they're going to sign up at the end of it. The only reason they wouldn't is if they would never have been your client anyway, but you've already got the money because they've failed at it. Because all the people that are successful,
exactly. It's kind of it's a win-win, isn't it? Because if they don't succeed because they couldn't be bothered, you keep the money.
Get the money,
they do succeed because they stuck to it. They're probably thinking, this guy's pretty good, knows his stuff. I am very much like you. I have no problem giving a little bit more than what I probably should have done at the beginning because it's just who I am. Yep. And I think that's where that buy-ins come from so often. So if it's a case of like, I've done it before, I'm stuck, or one of my clients, it's my son's birthday. Don't worry, don't pay me for 2 weeks. Get your son something nice. And then in the end, they paid me anyway because they felt bad about it. I'm like, look, I've offered for you to not pay me. You didn't ask. So as you say, if it's like, look, you're going to get a lot. What you think you're paying for is like just the service. You've just literally scratched that little bit that got you interested. Like you're going to get so much from working with me. And then, you can just sell it like that, I suppose. As you say, it's like, there's kind of no reason why they wouldn't want to buy in by the time you're finished.
Exactly. And the thing is, it's so many PTs, and this is where like it's a very bigger make or break moment for me as a coach and me having those people come onto my program. If you're not willing to, and this is where you will just go exponentially growth going upwards and forward, is because you're willing to do that, right? And the willingness from that allows you to have that transparency with that person, because all you're doing is giving them an opportunity to test it or try before you buy. Now look at every big situation, every big software, every big app, every big program, everything, including even your power company and your internet company. There's always deals saying, hey, have the first 15 days for free and then we start billing. Now, it's the exact same process, but we actually go through and say, okay, well, I only want to work with 20 people because 20 times 49 is a good amount of money for me to be in. The reason we strategically place it and the reason why we go through systems is because we need to word it so it's a very scarcity offer. Because all of a sudden, because you've been posting, people are starting to see you more than you would have thought before. All of a sudden now, because we've shown that engagement post, they're engaging with all the posts, they're liking it, they're commenting, they're doing all those things as well. They're now going to be like, oh, I've seen you for like 2 or 3 weeks now. Actually, I want to try and do this challenge because I didn't know about you 3 weeks ago. Now I've seen your story and now I've heard your stuff. I want to jump in and do this challenge, and it's only £49. I know I'm gonna get the results. So I'm gonna get it back in the end. But actually, I love the program so much. I'm now gonna continue as a client, and now they're not gonna stop paying you because they've already done it. And they already had that option before. So you're very much a pre-qualifying all of the people that you would have had anyway. But it's a very easy way to do things. So if we were to go through here and look at the prize draw, now this is the exact same for the 30-day challenge. Don't get confused about being a prize draw compared to a 30-day challenge. What you can do is I would recommend this because you want to take your social media off Facebook. So like we do for email lists, like we do for all that kind of sort of things, we want them to go off our Facebook because Facebook tend to want so much and give us very little in return. So what you want to do is you want to create an account on Eventbrite if you want to. If you already have a landing page software like Leadpages, ClickFunnels, all that kind of stuff, you don't need to do Eventbrite, but this is just a free way. So this is completely free. You don't have to have any money, don't have to have any systems. This is a completely free way of doing it. Create an Eventbrite, create the description similar to this. I actually give you a copy and paste description here. All you have to do is say, how would you like to lose weight, tone up, increase your energy, and put on lean muscle mass in the next 30 days, whatever, right? I'm very excited to announce that we're giving, we're opening 20 spots into our free upon completion 30-day challenge. This means that all you have to do is pay blah, 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 blah. We're looking for 20 people, only 20 spots. Literally just change that to what you want it to be. There's a copy and paste template. Pretty much it'll look like that when it's live. And then obviously I've given you another example here. If you want to shorten the link, because sometimes even in these situations, you kind of tend to want to shorten the link because first of all, Facebook tend to cramp down on it now, especially if it's marketing, but also because it looks a little bit better in your posts on Facebook. So you can go to that site there and shorten it. Again, you want to go post it on your personal wall, personal profile, Facebook pages, all your accounts. And then you also tend the in-between, so like to send them off your Facebook pages, your post profiles, all that kind of stuff as well. What you want to do is you can also create a Facebook event as well. So you can go on the Facebook events and create an event the same as what Eventbrite would be like, but it's an in-between. So they'll go to events, they'll see all the social media and the posts and all this kind of stuff, but then they'll go to Eventbrite because that's where they sign up. It's very hard to add all the social proof onto Eventbrite, and that's why I put the event page in between. If you do have a landing page software, it makes it a little bit easier, but if we don't, then that's fine. Then what you want to do is you want to go into your email list and send it out to your whole entire email list, including your current clients doing face-to-face. Because if they want to try what's online, 100% fine. Send it out to your massage clients, send it out to every single person. You should have an Ultimate database. If you don't, we can build that together as well. So an Ultimate database is pretty much every single email you've ever created or ever gained. You put it into one list and you send out a mass email list the whole entire time. I walk you through how to do the thing. Do it right here, create it on MailChimp. If you don't want to use MailChimp, you can use whatever software you use now. Doesn't matter. MailChimp's asked, it's just because it's free, and I know it's a free software, so I'm not going to go out and make people pay or sign up for subscriptions. All you want to do is you just want to make sure that there's a list that you can add the emails to after they go into Eventbrite link. Create a campaign. I walk you through the whole entire thing. If you're already doing it, you can do this as well. And then you just want to send out an email similar to what the post would be in Eventbrite or your event page link. Then what you want to do, and this is the game changer, every single message or number or you have, go onto this SA group text. It's complete free software. You create just like a CSV file that you would for your email list. You grab all the messages, put them into this software, and it sends out a mass text. All you have to do is say yes or go to this link or whatever you want to do. It's a free software. It doesn't cost you anything. You can do this. It's a little bit better for $14.99. I would just do the free one. Send out a mass text, and then all of a sudden you'll have people coming in. Don't be afraid to get in people's face. This is the difference between what I've done compared to probably everyone else that you may have worked with or talked to. The difference between what I do compared to everyone else is that I'm willing to get in a person's face 6 to 9 times. It's important to know that. The reason I do that is I know it converts. Even people that sign up to my Sales Mastery Kit, if they don't sign up and they're on my landing page, I will continually pay for that ad to run until they buy. I don't care. Because it's understanding that not every single person is going to be ready to buy now, but they do want to buy. Otherwise, they never would have clicked the link in the first place.
Yeah, there was something they were curious about.
It's the mindset shift.
What I was going to say before my laptop decided to have a spaz was saying about putting the contracts and things in place. The job, what I've been sort of struggling with, but I've come to kind of really accept it now, is it also adds like a massive amount of legitimacy. Like if you've got these things in place, you're not some Mickey Mouse operation or some local guy in a gym going, "Hi everyone, I just want to, train and get fit." It's like, look, I'm a business. And for me as well, like what I've found in the nicest possible way, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, like a personal trainer is pretty much, you're like a mobile phone. People are going to be with you for a couple of years and then decide that they need to upgrade because they've got everything they can out of you. And it's like beforehand, I hadn't had that before. Like keeping that mentality in the back of my head is what this time round, when this client left me, I was like, you know what, maybe you have just come to the end of time with me. That's fine. But what I'll do is I'll have things in place that when you feel that's the case, I'm not getting screwed over by this. Like I have to accept that there will be drop off and that's fine. But this time around, instead of me going, oh crap, now I've got to find another couple of sessions, as it goes, it happened at a time where I had the potential and I have filled up a lot of spaces. I'm not really losing out, but in the future I may not be so lucky. So I need to have those things in place. So I've got a cool off period to find somebody new. I've got things in place so that I've got prospects I can go, right, this place has opened up that you were looking for, let's go, and then go from there.
And the thing is, it's also realizing that with direct debits, it means that you get paid on the same day every week. Right. So instead of doing like a Stripe thing where they'll deposit your money into whenever you decide to do it. The thing is, you need to know, especially if you want to go and invest in properties and, for instance, have security with your family and friends. You could be away on holiday for a week and you know that you're going to get paid on Wednesday or Thursday, Friday, Monday or Tuesday. Now, the biggest difference, and you'll see this come out of me very, very easily now because we're getting deeper and deeper in the program. I'm pretty much in a results-based business. My goal is to make sure that you get a result. If there is an area in which is not allowing us to get a result, it will be this. Because as soon as the leads dry up, as soon as the clients start canceling and dropping off, which normally always happens, right? You always have churn. Always. Any coach that says you don't have churn is absolutely a crock of shit. Because they're not preparing you for the actual inevitably what's going to happen anyway, right? I normally have normal amount of people that leave every single month. So the reason I say that is because you need to also have, for instance, this example, if this person signs up to a direct debit one-time payment, right? What you can do is now you've taken the leverage, meaning the pain, away from that person to only focus on the pleasure. For instance, when you do card payments, what happens is they do an amazing session with you and they go to the front desk and they swipe their card and painfully pay for that session. Because although they respect you and your time and your efforts and they're getting the results, there will always be a pain because they don't want to pay, because as soon as something comes up. So the same thing applies with online, and the same thing applies with challenges. The hardest thing is to allow people to part with their money. Now, you can pre-qualify, you can pre-screen, you can do all this stuff to get the most optimal leads, but even those people, because they will be wanting to pay you more, will still have that pain every single week. Now, if that's formulated in a way that it comes out every single week at the same day, same time, it actually works better for the client. You say, okay, well, what day between Monday and Friday is going to work for you best? Thursday, cool, no worries. It's going to come out in the morning. Done, right? Accepts credit cards, accepts debit cards, accepts bank transfers. Like the same as what people are doing right now, apart from it's in your control, not theirs. We need to take away all the control from the client so that we can focus on getting them results, and they don't have to worry about a single thing else. Imagine if you signed up with me and I was like, cool, okay, well, it's just if you can bank transfer every week, no worries, man. No, here's the account, all good. I would look like a dodgy salesman standing on the side of the road spinning one of those signs, because it's like, well, if you're going to tell me you can grow my business, then how is there not an accounts team, or how is there not an account system, and how do I have to do all this thing when you're the one supposed to be being bigger than who I am, right?
Yeah,
and it's a very bigger fallback thing as well. So going through that system, I think it's the most important thing. And if we can get that done by the end of the week and transferred and ready to go, it's going to really cover your ass going forward as well. So like I said, with the text thing, it's a super easy thing. If you don't have a lot of numbers, no worries. All you have to do is make sure that you keep making sure that those event people that are, when you create the Facebook event, you're actually making those people that are saying going, inviting their friends. So like say, bring your running buddy, make sure you tag people in the comments, all this kind of stuff as well, because you'll notice that when I talk about in the social media planner, you'll see a Facebook event. When I say Facebook event, it's actually going through and posting in that event or creating the event. We should realistically be creating an event every single month, whether it's a 30-day challenge, an 8-week coaching giveaway, or a webinar, which is probably going to be one of your most powerful tools that we work towards in the future. In fact, I probably might bring that before your 8 weeks free coaching, because I think it's going to be so much more powerful for you. So then what you do is you also can go around your current gym, right? And this is a little bit probably harder in your niche in terms of what you're doing, and just go and talk to all the members that you haven't talked to and said you're running a challenge, 30-day challenge, blah, 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 book them in. It can be very much a hybrid model right now if you want to, or you can get those people that are in the gym and turn them into online coaching clients. There's no reason why they can't be online. Now, this is where you go from exponentially an exceptional trainer to an exceptional free trainer, in terms of like, you've got so much free time now, because what you've actually done is converted all those clients that would have been face-to-face into online, which means you don't actually have to see them. You just work with them online, right? So there's no reason why you can't do that as well. Now, what we also can do in order to generate leads is something like a lead box. So I'm going to talk about this next week, because we're coming up to our time now. But what we can do in terms of advertising, we give ourselves 3 weeks of marketing. So this is going to be the first week, and probably Monday is when we're going to launch this. So we launched the advertising campaign. It gives you about 2 or 3 days to come up with it. And again, I don't mess around with this kind of thing. So I just want you to do it as fast as you can, because it's more like I'm going to push you in the deep end, but I'm going to be there with the floaties. It's just about like, if I'm going to give you everything before we launch, it's just never going to launch, and it's going to be too far. And by that time, you're going to be 5-6 weeks into the program. So my goal is to make sure every single thing happens. Don't be worried if something goes wrong or something doesn't look right. We can fix it. No big deal. The biggest thing now, between now and Monday, is coming up with a banner, coming up with a name. So a banner you can do in Canva, coming up with a name, creating the Eventbrite link, creating the Facebook event, and then start inviting people. You can do that within 24 hours. There's no reason why we can't launch even tomorrow. You're very much a proactive person. It literally is explained, the direct correlation, 1, 2, 3, 4, everything is explained for you. There's no reason why you'd get confused, apart from if there's sometimes it says 8-week challenge where it actually should be 30-day challenge. I'm going to separate it eventually, but the whole thing is the same. So it's not like it's any different. Again, like I talk about getting a clipboard and going around the paper and getting all your clients to sign up. Obviously the 30-day challenge. The biggest thing is in the 3 weeks, the challenge starts. Let's say if we did 3 weeks from Monday, the challenge would start effectively on, if we started on Monday, the challenge would start on, let's say, the 2nd. What would happen is in that last week on the 24th, you would book all of your people in that said they were going, and you'll be talking to them from the moment they say going. You'd be booking them in a free consultation on the phone, through Zoom, whatever you need to do. Reason being is it's easier to sell on the phone or through Zoom than it is through Messenger. Now you could send them to a payment link, but it just doesn't work as consistently. Get them on the phone. First of all, you test yourself through your sales systems. It teaches you how to sell on the phone. It teaches you how to sell even more in face-to-face. We've got the scripts, we've got the systems. This is how we kind of bring everything together. We've done the avatar, we've done the community, we've done the marketing funnel. Now it's about making all of those 3 steps into reality and going, cool, this is where we bring it all together. And this is what our next 3 to 4 weeks is all about. So throughout now until you launch on the 10th, you can invite me to make sure I know you're doing it. So when you create the event, send me a link and I'll sign up for it and go through the whole entire process with you. The whole entire thing is step-by-step guided you through. Again, it's just because it says 8 weeks, it's just a 30-day challenge. So what you do is you create the banner, you create the name, you create a Facebook event after you've created an Eventbrite link, and then you link the Facebook event to make them go to the Eventbrite. It's just an in-between holding place that people can go off a Facebook post to the Eventbrite Facebook event and then to the Eventbrite link. The only problem that we're going to run into, and this is why it's a little bit harder now, is that you can't directly message people that you aren't friends with for some reason. So sometimes you can't message them, sometimes you can. So that's the only pitfall for this method, but we can get around it if we make sure they're sending them to the Eventbrite link or the Eventbrite link all the time. So just try and message them, email them, whatever you need to do to get their attention, and just continually post. Every single day, do 1 post dedicated to the Facebook event. Do not worry about people getting annoyed. What I would also recommend is that when you do the Facebook event, do it daily. So it finishes every day. So invite those people over and over and over and over again, which is the same as what they would do if we were running a Facebook ad. So just do it in terms of like, you'll create one event, invite all the people. The next day you'd create another one, the same thing, create another one, same thing, create another one, same thing. All of a sudden, those people that you keep inviting that have already signed up, you'd probably pay attention to who signed up anyway, but they're just going to get reminded. They might go into the group and post, they may post a photo, do whatever you want to do. It's the most easiest and effective way to get people coming into your business for free and no money down. Again, like we said, we don't have ads budget, we don't have that side of things yet, but what we can do is build this foundation, use the profits that we make from this challenge to then do our ads campaign going forward. Make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
All good. Yeah.
So the Facebook event needs to be live starting Monday. There needs to be a banner on the Facebook event. Change the banner on your business page to the same 30-day challenge. Change your banner on your profile account, so your main account, to the banner as well. So everyone landing on your accounts is seeing it. Post it in your Instagram, talk about it on your story, do whatever you need to do. Every day is a funnel to get them to that Facebook event. That's your goal every single day, is to get a certain amount of people. The only way this method doesn't work is if we're not communicating and we're not pushing it enough for those people. That's the only way it doesn't work. Yeah. Cool. So then what we're going to talk about next week, because that's going to be 13th, should have been live by 3 days by then, is that what we do is we talk about how we scale this and how we use lead boxes and other free opportunities to do this as well, which I'm going to go over now, but I'm not going to explain it in depth because otherwise I'll confuse you too much.
Right.
We go back. So lead boxes is pretty much one of the easiest ways to get funnels, to get leads through your system. So like, for instance, do you have cafes or anything around where you are?
Yeah. Like my gym's pretty much centered in town centre, so there's a couple of coffee shops.
So what you do is, I've given you links down here that you can either buy or you could probably create them yourself. The reason why they're so effective in the UK is because they look really, really appealing. What you do is you just literally copy and paste this, right? Saying that you're doing a 30-day challenge or whatever you want to do. If they want to inquire about it, all they have to do is give you a name and email. Now, even if they don't, it's still going to get you in the mindset to do what we're going to do next after the challenge anyway. What we do is we create lead boxes that we create through here, and literally looks the same as this. You can actually buy the exact same ones on the site down here of the UK. They're really affordable. Rex bought them as well, I think, sometimes. So what we do is we literally create, I would say, a minimum, if you did it right. And the biggest thing that people do wrong is they don't put them in places that have the most foot traffic because they're worried about having the conversation. They're nervous, whatever. Literally in Dunedin, which is one of the smallest cities in New Zealand, I was getting 100 leads a week by putting it in a fish and chip shop down the road from where my gym was. I gave away 8 weeks free coaching every single month and I got 100 leads a week for that exact copy. What I would do is I'd go and have a conversation, do whatever I need to do with the business owner. I would put it in direct correlation between where the payment checkout was, so like where the payment system was for them to pay, and then my box is right beside them. What they would do is in there put their name and number and email. I'd give them 7 days. I would come back and collect the box. I would ring them on a Sunday, which would be preferably the 7-day period. Then I would book them in for free consults and upsell them through there as well, because I would only pick one winner. So I had 99 leads that I rang in and booked in for free consults, which I'd probably get about 20 consults a week from. And that's all for free. The only cost that you have for do this method is buying this box, and you don't have to do it like this. You can go and do it another way if you want to, but literally the system is like, if you went and put this box four places in where you were now, you'd get 200, 300 leads. Now, because you're also a face-to-face trainer, this is going to work effectively for your face-to-face consults as well.
Yeah.
Right. So this works predominantly better when you're doing something like a giveaway, but a challenge would work just as much. All you do is you print off the Fiverr banner, put the requirements down here, name, number, email, tick what you want to do, blah, blah, blah. You've got your name, number, and email, and all of a sudden you're building your ultimate database so that when we do our V2 of your 30-day challenge, when we do the V2 of the giveaways and all that kind of stuff, you've got so many emails and you're not paying for anything. You're literally you're piggybacking off companies' budgets because they're going in for the company, not you, but all of a sudden you walk out with their name, number, and email.
Yeah. That would work quite well, because in the local park near us is a very busy cafe, and it's all
unbelievable
mums. Yeah. It's all, after school run mums, and I know and have trained the manager of that one. She lost 8 kilos in 4 weeks with me, so she's a massive advocate of what I do. Her and her other half manage it. So if I went and said to her, look, do you want to put a box in? She'd be like, yeah, absolutely fine. And she's actually a direct, what's this guy like? Well, he trained me and I did really well with him. So
what you could do at the same time is, if you're willing to, and I'm happy to do both at the same time, because when I started creating these systems, I was running all 3 of them at the same time. So I was doing a Facebook event for a 30-day challenge, free upon completion. I was doing an 8 weeks free coaching giveaway again, right? Which was a little bit strategically different, because if I was running a challenge and doing the giveaway, it wouldn't work so much. But I was doing them through lead boxes, not on social media, with the 8 weeks free coaching. And then what I'd do is I'd do a webinar every month as well. So I was getting 300-400 leads by just doing these 3 methods over and over and over and over and over again. And I was making money because I was doing the free upon completion challenge. I was making leads, which then turned into already paying clients, that's how I went from 0 to 70 sessions in like 2 months, because I was literally able to do everything that people weren't doing because they were too scared to. Now you can run both of these at the same time. You can go back and go, okay, well, maybe because the portal's here already, and this is what I didn't have when I started, is that you can go, okay, cool. Well, I want to go do a Facebook prize draw. I'm going to go and give away 8 weeks free coaching. I'm going to use the lead boxes to advertise that. But on social media, what I'm going to do is also do this free challenge.
Yeah.
Right. So you can do the free 30-day challenge online, which everyone sees, and that's going to get your leads through there, and that's going to make you a little bit of income. But at the same time, you're going to go and make a lead box that you're going to go put at the cafe that is going to give someone away, 8 weeks free coaching. Now you're only giving one person 8 weeks free coaching, and it can be whatever you want, online, face-to-face, whatever you want to do, whatever you think you can convert to quicker, which probably at this point is going to be face-to-face. And again, my job is to make you as much money as possible, at least how much you're paying me every week. So my goal is to try and get that cleared as quickly as possible, because then you never have to worry about it. Although if you're not worrying about it, no big deal. But my job, that's how I work. So what you need to do is go, okay, if I want to give PT away, although our goal is online, it's probably easier to convert that quickly now. So then you make those things there. You do group sessions, whatever you want to do. You pick one person. Let's say you get 100 leads or even 50 leads. You've got 49 people to ring in and book in. And then all of a sudden, because I've already got you covered, you go down here, online booking script, and watch the video, download the software, download the file, which is here. And then all you do is you go down to here, webinar leads, 8 weeks transformation challenge leads. This is how you book them in: ebook leads, prize draw leads, consult request, 7-day Beachbody meal planner, 7-day keto planner, whatever you want to do, right? Just generic, whatever's flying around. All you do is change the name in your name, right? Wherever it says yellow to what you're doing, and obviously change from there as well. Sometimes people have used the script and used my name by accident when they're trying to ring their consults, but you get the gist. There's literally, you follow that process. There's no reasons why between now and next week you can't have maybe 10 or 20 leads already.
Yeah.
So that's how you make everything come off the portal and make it actually reality. Make sense? Or is that a little bit overwhelming?
No, it makes sense. Yeah, it would just be making sure that the everything else, sort of family life, gives me the time. But I'll make the time for it. It's not a problem.
Again, the thing is, when I say it has to be done by the 10th, that's me being like your biggest fan saying, I want you to do this because I know you can sell and I want you to do this or that. Again, my job is to drive you to do things that are going to push you into that deep end, but I'm going to be there in the speedboat just in case it gets too much. So if it is too much,
I mean,
like if family life comes into it.
Yeah. So I mean, what you said already, advertising campaign. So making a banner easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Wonder Woman challenge sounds good. You know, we can work with that. I can make a graphic with it. Making an Eventbrite page and a Facebook event, or as you say, that can be done in a day. That's not massive. And then just going through and making the scripts and everything set up and getting a few bits and pieces. It is, as you say, if you're willing to commit to it, it's not that much work. And you know, I can run on no sleep. It's fine. I'm a parent. I'm used to that crap. You know, I just stay up a bit later.
The thing is, though, like let's say if you did the banner, the Eventbrite link, you started on the 10th or whatever you wanted to do. If that's too much, then go to the lead boxes, right? Do the lead boxes and do the reverse of it. Don't do the challenge. Do the 8 weeks free coaching. Go to the lead boxes and do that because you only have to do it once, and then you've got 7 days. So what I'm saying is that I've got every method in the book to cope with any situation that you're in. I'm only giving you the challenge now because that's going to make you the income. And again, what my goal is early on is to make sure you're not having to worry about weekly things coming out. My job is to make sure your process is just how much money do you want to make? This is how we do it. So the challenge tends to work better at the start, but what we could do is do the giveaway and then do the lead boxes if family life is a little bit harder.
Yeah,
right? So if you don't have that much time and you can't do it, then maybe we do it the other way and we do lead boxes and do the all that other side of things. Every single system has got a script there for you. It's just about going through and saying, which one do I want to do? And that's not about, hey, I'm making you go into the portal and getting away from our calls. It's literally like, hey, here's what you want to do. I would suggest doing the challenge first, but I would also, knowing your level and your competency right now, I would say if you want to do both at the same time. There's no reasons why you can't get the lead boxes done over the weekend or whatever you want to do. Get them ordered and then have them in stores as of like Monday or Tuesday. And then all of a sudden in the back of your mind, even though you're doing all this hard work, you're actually doing things that are, you've got an evergreen campaign going on with people giving you leads all the time. Make sense?
Yeah, exactly. And well, you work hard now, you don't have to work so hard later. So at some point you're going to work hard. So it's going to happen at some point. So might as well be now.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, the biggest thing I need to ask for is just, if you have any questions, just ask. I think it's really awesome how you're asking questions this week. It's been super important. And it's about saying that just because we get off the call now doesn't mean we can't talk now between now and next week's call. Cool?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Perfect.